that even mean, Bauer's Game Corner?
Hey there, YouTube. Welcome back for another Thoughts from the Corner. It's Bauer's Game Corner, and there's Bauer, and there's Lucy, and I'm Adam.
Yeah, Thoughts from the Corner, and we're going to be talking about Don't Let It Die, a co-op survival strategy game from Thunk Board Games. It's for 1 to 4 players, ages 12 plus, take you 45 to 90 minutes to play. And in this Don't Let It Die, this is an action selection game where lightning has struck, and we're all primeval. We're all the Neanderthals, and this is like the first time we see fire. And essentially, we have to discover the secrets of the fire within 14 days while keeping the fire burning and while not dying a cold, painful, rainy, saber-toothy death. There is a lot going on in this game asymmetrical-wise. Every single person does have their own different character. And I think there was like 15, 20 different characters. And they played different. There's crafting in this game. There's a tech tree, a relatively simplistic tech tree that you're going to be going down. I would put this in the Gateway-esque game. Would you put this as a Gateway game, I think? Maybe a Gateway Plus. I'd put it one of like the small
Gateway
world.
Plus. Like when you upgraded from like Pandemic or other games, this would be like a nice little game to sort of get into.
It's obviously got the very distinctive retro art style, which the box really doesn't do that much of a service to. But yeah, I did like the style. The artwork.
The art style was really good.
The art was great.
We're gonna start with Lucy first. I believe she had the most negative opinion of it.
I mean, the game was nice. It was okay. It's one of those games where it's like, it's not so much that you have many ways to lose rather than just one. You only have like one way to win, which is like survive and get up to the tech tree, and like that was nice. But there's like a lot of ways to lose. And like I guess there wasn't like any kind of like catch up, because I always kind of felt like when you're pushed back, you have to essentially like double time to even like get back to where you started. Like for example, if a player dies, that's a huge thing. So that's less actions you have to take. And also, like, your supplies run out over time, and it's hard to, and you can't really get pluses that easily without getting items. With those items, you need to spend resources on, and it's just, you already have to do a lot just to stay normal, let alone to advance. And if you're pushed back even once, I kind of feel like it's hard to catch up. Like, if you have, like, one setback, you can kind of recover, but heaven forbid if 2 setbacks happen, then you're kind of just, well, there we go.
I mean, we had a lot of setbacks happen.
I mean,
we brought
I
two people back to life.
We did bring two. I think we just got incredibly unfortunate with the card player. And one thing that I do want to mention is this is definitely a game where you're going to have lots of balls in the air that you are juggling. Oh, we got to put wood on the fire. Oh, but we really need to get these berries. And oh, I really need to get the stone so we can start crafting. And it's like, oh, do we want to get the extra stamina? Like, we had discussions, arguments. It's like, we should get the stamina. No, we should be cooking meat. No, we should do the crafting. And I really personally like that aspect of the game. I'm going to let Adam talk about it next, but so what did you think?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. There was a bit of an alpha gamer problem that someone could run the board with it. Oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. But there's also the thing, it's your turn, so you can do whatever the hell you want. Right? Like, you don't have to do what that person says. And a lot of times, like, I knew what my character could do pretty good, and like I didn't quite know what you guys could do all that great. Like, you told me what your abilities were, but I was thinking about other things. So I mean, that's a possibility, and newer players could get pushed around a lot, and I could see how that wouldn't be fun. But if you know that that's gonna happen, and you want someone to have a good time, you're gonna adjust it. You're gonna say, okay, here are your options. You're not gonna say this is the best thing that you can do.
Yes.
Right? If you're a good game player and you want people to be part of the hobby, you're gonna try and like ease them into, oh, this is what a good decision making process is. You know, so I think it's fine for that. I really did enjoy all the various options that we could do. And it always seemed like you didn't quite have enough to do the things that you wanted to do.
You couldn't do everything, but you can do it.
And it's like, oh, you can do part of this action that I need to complete, but then that hinders what you were trying to do. And so you got to work together, and you got to make some sacrifices for one another. We had some really good kind of back and forth conversations on this is a good thing, this is a good thing. And I think there was a lot of positive options, and you weren't really going wrong in too many ways.
Now, one thing I do want to mention, actually a couple things that I probably should have mentioned at the beginning, totally spaced. Family weight game, absolutely, but I still think this has enough meat that you can absolutely play it as a game night game. Shout out Bauer Family Learns with my 7-year-old son. He loves this game, and it's mechanic wise, it's a relatively simple game. Like it's action selection, but there's maybe like 7 or 8 actions tops, and most of them, 4 of them are just like draw a card, pay the stamina. Very simple. It's also a very difficult game. You said unforgiving. We were on the normal difficulty, and we got just shoot up and spit out. And there is a normal plus difficulty and a hard difficulty and 9 additional challenges that you can mix in with it. And there's a micro expansion that you could add with it, which I would recommend adding in with it if you get the game, because it was really cool. It adds a whole new character. It adds fishing you can do in the game. It adds day events and stuff like that. So if you're looking at this and you do like cooperative games and you want a particularly difficult game, I absolutely can recommend this, because we were on normal and we were not even close.
Oh yeah.
So Lucy, do you like cooperative games that much? Though I don't think we play too many on game night typically.
For me, it's not like, I mean, I like a couple of them. Like what's that one where you're looking for like a treasure?
Tragedy Looper.
I like semi-cooperative. I guess I am more competitive. I prefer more competitive games.
What would you say your favorite co-op game is?
Probably, what's the one where it's on like an island and you're trying to find the treasure? You flip over cards. Because like the heat level goes up or
Forbidden.
Yes.
Okay.
Those series of cooperative card games I like, because it's like you can still do something, and there's a goal. There's a singular goal, and like there's not like a lot of ticks you need to worry too much about. Or like Pandemic. I guess I know I'm kind of like a basic gamer when it comes to cooperative games.
Okay, and that's what I want to know. So one thing I also want to mention is this: you do need to go into this, that if you're playing at any player count, you are going to do 4 characters. So if you're looking at this as a solo experience, you are going to have to control 4 characters.
To see this as a solo experience.
It's actually really fun. I shot a video. I enjoyed the heck out of it solo. So let's just get to the recommendations. For me personally, family game, absolutely. I think that the art style is going to appeal to kids a lot. I think the mechanisms are simple. It's easy to learn. It's easy to teach. Nothing is too confusing about this game. Asymmetrical with those characters up the wazoo. You got different events happening. There's a big old stack of night events, and you never know what's going to happen, because one of the things that, some of those night events really hurt us, like when you got all these rocks and it was like, oh, rival tribe steals the dang rocks. So I actually really enjoy this game, and I'm keeping this game. That's how much I enjoy it, because I have a lot of games, so it has to be doing something to do that. So this is one that I personally am going to recommend. I really enjoyed this game. Where do you lay on it, Adam?
Yeah, I enjoyed. I can't say that we played kind of half a game because we died halfway through, but
well, that'll happen.
I would like to play it several more times and get a good feel for it.
Forgot to mention that. One time, 3 times on how many times we played the game.
Yeah.
And I will say that there's nothing major that's going to... Actually, if anything, it's just going to get harder, because nothing major fundamental was going to change through those games. It's just, once you get up to the level 3 crafting, you can start unlocking cooler buildings. You start on... Because the crafting system. There's the tech tree. So what did you think about the tech tree? With the knowledge points. Did you like that? We forgot to talk about that.
It's a bit of a gateway, I guess, because it's part of that balancing aspect, because that's how you win. You eventually have to get over there, but there's a set way, and there's other types of things that branch off that won't help you go towards your goal, but will help you out in the long run, like increasing your stamina or getting an extra rock. Those didn't contribute to getting to the goal, but those would be nice to have. And it's but they also are costly, so it's just is it worth going through that, or just trying to just bust through the tech?
Well, we were just trying to survive so much that we never even got to be okay, we're really collecting a lot of stuff, and we've created. We didn't even create a tool at all.
We were trying to survive the entire time, which is the theme of the game.
The thing is, we couldn't get to the tools because they were locked behind a different action, which was a lot of stamina. Plus, you also had to have an item, either a weapon or a tool, like you said, and we couldn't even get a tool, and the one weapon we had was too weak to even survive the monsters in there.
Yeah, I went into it feeling like it was going to be oh, this is going to be like Minecraft, just thinking about it, but it's more like Don't Starve Together.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, that's pretty much, it was, because essentially it does give me a video game vibe. That's the first thought was oh, this is a video game, like those survival video games. And it's nice. I don't know how I feel about it in board game form. I mean, mechanically, this works together. I like it. I can see people liking this. I realize that this is not the game for me.
One thing that you mentioned, the tech tree, that is one thing that I wish this game would have really done, and I think it would have gave it so much more of an oomph, is if they were more varied with the different types of cards and the different types of upgrades. They were all very like, oh, now I can gain an extra berry, now I can gain an extra rock, now I can gain an extra wood. And don't get me wrong, I like when you put it in there, but give me some crazy stuff. Make something like now you can switch up turns for one time. Like, what if there was like something to just be like, you could swap turns once per round? Like, give me some crazy stuff.
Or you can trade better with like the locals, because
boom! Really I think nice. That one might actually be. I think you can make a trading hub. We just never got even close to that.
Not.
So
you're too busy dying.
In the end, that is Don't Let It Die. Cooperative, difficult, mixed opinions, but overall, I don't think any of us thought it was bad.
It's not a bad game. No. It does what it wants to. It just doesn't do what I want it to. But no, I've played much brokener games. It's not a brokener. Broken. Language is tough.
I wouldn't say it's broken at all.
I'm thinking of the theme of Neanderthals. Come on, get it. It's a theme.
I think the theme comes... Oh, that's another thing. The theme comes across really
I think
well.
It does, yeah.
The theme works really well, and the event cards, everything ties together really well thematically with this game. Which especially... And this is why I'm... Like, I really feel like the bread and butter for this is you have kids age 7 to, like, 15, 16 years old. They're really, I think, going to enjoy this game. Because it's just... The theme, I mean, and the more you ham it up, the more you get into it. Like, we were insulting each other as their characters. Like, you're so dumb over here, Doc.
Like, why can't you do anything?
And, yeah.
What, did you just cook all that food? What, are you going to eat it?
But there you go. Don't Let It Die. From Thunk Games, it looks like it might be your cup of tea. Be sure to check that one out. Potentially on Kickstarter. Not quite sure. Should read emails. But let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Also, if you enjoy what we're doing, please click on the subscribe button down below. Click on the Patreon, click on the Amazon Associates, whatever. And in the comments below, let me know. If you were a Neanderthal, what would be your primary job, do you think? Realistically. Not what you would want to do, but what do you think it would be? And Adam, we're skipping you because you're just amazing at building stuff. So let's go to Lucy.
Probably just hunt and gather and...
Wait, those are two very different, distinct things.
Well, I probably...
Like, what's your...
Gathering, I guess.
Okay, you're
I'm
gathering.
not athletic. I'm just gonna, maybe, I don't know, make, what's it called? Clothes and whatnot out of skin and fur.
Okay.
Probably lift things.
I figured you'd build. Like, you'd be the crafter.
I mean, for Neanderthals, they weren't really building a lot of things.
They weren't really.
They were lifting stuff, though. Bodies, mostly.
I'd be the tester. I'd be the guy testing everything, like, oh, don't eat those.
You know, the curious one who pokes like a beehive.
Is this Sabretooth? Is this a friendly guy? Let me know in the comments below. Neanderthal Times, what's your primary job? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.
See yas.